I'm going to start off with the enemy. The enemy mortar is going to be within 5 meters of observation. Their location is going to be 11 Tango Mike November 5985 8762. Going on to the terrain and to the area of interest. For the OA KOC, there's going to be no change. Essentially, it's the same area we've been conducting missions, where this whole area is trees and vegetation, but then there is this key feature, key terrain, where it's that elevation, that hill. We are not going to be going over the elevation. We're just going to be traveling around, but we'll get to that later. The enemy is 69 people element. They have small arms and possible crew-served weapons. They're going to be northwest of the objective Portland. No changes to their activities, and their most probable course of action is that they are going to react to contact and try to break contact. And then most deadly course of action is that we get spotted early through counter ambush, and they land fires on us. The mission, to reinstate it, it's going to be 1st Platoon conducting an ambush on objective Portland at 11 Tango Mike November 5973 8644, no later than H3, in order to destroy the QR forces and then withdraw from objective no later than H4. And then again, reinstating that with actual timeline, 1st Platoon conducts an ambush on objective Portland at 11 Tango Mike November 5973 8644, no later than 1700, in order to destroy QR forces and withdraw from the objective no later than 1730. For execution, this is going to be broken up into 4 phases. The first phase is going to be this planning phase. I was briefed the OPORD at 1400, and right now it's currently 1430. And then the end of that phase is going to be SP, and that's going to be at 1500. Critical to this is the dissemination of this OPORD to the team leaders, and it's going to be rehearsals, PCIs, PCCs, which I'll go over at the end. For the second phase, it's going to be that movement. They call it infiltration. It's going to start with SPing, and it's going to end with the ORP establishment. The critical task that needs to happen during this is obviously maintaining SI, maintaining personnel, maintaining everything that we leave with to end with the ORP with. So that means just our soldier task was just maintaining noise discipline and maintaining sound discipline, light discipline. And then for phase 3 is going to be the actions on. It's going to be start with that we're going to be at the ORP. It's going to end with actually the searching and the searching of the objective. Critical to this is going to be that leaders recon. For the leaders recon, they're just going to take me, so you guys are going to be supporting the PSG and their tasks in point security there. And then after the actions on is going to be phase 4, which is that withdrawal. So it starts with that withdrawal to ORP, and it ends with us being established at the ORP, ready to receive another mission and start this whole process over again. Now that we have that concept, we can actually go on to how it's going to be conducted. And if we look down here, the order of movement is going to be first squad, that's going to be security, is going to be in the front. Then it's going to be PL with first weapons team. Then it's going to be second squad. Then it's going to be, and second squad is assault 1. And then after that, it's going to be PSG and the second weapon squad. And then it's going to be third squad, which is us, and we're assault 2. So we're going to be conducting that movement. That movement is going to be 500 meters at 238. Alpha team leader, I just want to make sure that you are keeping track where we're at all time in case for some reason we have to change up the route until we know exactly where we can pinpoint ourselves on the map. And once we get to that ORP, what's it called? My mistake. I'm going to backtrack. On that movement, it's going to be FOOM, which is going to be Squad Column Fire Team Wedge. So therefore, Alpha team's gonna be in front of me, and Bravo team's gonna be behind me. And the importance of that is because we're gonna be that rearmost element, we need to be making sure we're checking our rear. So just every couple seconds, just making sure we're looking back and making sure that we're checking our sides. All right, so then after the ORP, so that was phase 1 and 2, and then after the ORP, it's going to be 261 meter movements from the ORP to the objective at 243 degrees. And that objective coordinates is going to be 5973 8644, and this is again to find our position if something happens to us and we have to get off this movement. Then leader's recon. Then when we get to the actual emplacement, if we go over here to the macro, essentially what's going to happen is from the ORP, after leader's recon, from the ORP, the PL is going to be emplacing us. So we're all going to be moving over to the ORP. We're not sure yet what movement that is, but I will figure that out. But once we are at the ORP, we're going to be the last to be in place, because first it's going to be security, then it's going to be support by fire, and then it's going to be assault. Roughly, we're going to be, if you look at the curvature, we're going to be at this apex of the curvature, but that can change during the leader's recon, so I'll brief you guys of that again at the ORP. And the way right now it's briefed is we are going to be the left side, assault 2 is going to be left side, assault 1 is going to be on the right side. And if we actually go into the options on, it's going to be initiated primarily by a claymore established by the other assaulting element. And if that doesn't work, it's going to be alternative. It's going to be the M4 with the PL. The PL is going to be in between us. PL is going to initiate. And if for some reason the M4 is malfunctioning, then it's going to be RTO. That's going to M4, and it just keeps going down until we find an M4 that works. So then the way that this was briefed is not only support will be firing, but also assault will be firing at the objective. And we are going to keep firing. We're going to do a mad minute until a ceasefire is called. And then for that ceasefire, it's going to be, I believe it's 2 whistles. Then if that doesn't work, then it's it's verbal. And if that doesn't work, it's hand signal. And then again, the hand signal for ceasefire is you can't see me. All right, so once the ceasefire is conducted, then we'll conduct SILs. At that time, at any other point in this operation, the criteria in order to fire upon is if they have hostile intent, or if they have weapons. But at this point, anything that moves on the objective or anything that stands back up is okay to fire on, and anyone has the authority to fire on the objective after the SILs. But then once again, if that happens, then we must be ready to cease fire and conduct all that. So then while this is happening, at some point the PL is going to yell reload. The order we're going to do this is first they're going to do belts. They yell belts. When all the belts, they're going to yell belter up. And then same thing with drums, and then mags. All right, and then so after this, support by fire will then be instructed to shift off of the objective, and that's when the assaulting elements will bound up to the last cover and concealment. Once we're at the last cover and concealment, which is going to be about here, then the PL will get us online, and then at the command of the PL, we will assault through. Our half of the element will go to that left side of that half moon. The other element will go to that right side. And the importance of this is that PL is going to be here in the middle, and then when they call EPW, they're going to rush over to the PL and then specifically get instructed on how they want to conduct, how the PL wants that to be conducted. And then afterwards, it's going to be withdrawal. It's going to be the opposite of how we emplaced. Because we emplaced security, support, assault, it's going to be the opposite of red, white, and blue. It's going to be blue, white, red, or red, white, and blue. All we know is that first assault is going to go off, then it's going to be support, and then security. And then for the fourth paragraph, the important things for U.S. team leaders to be checking is that because we are in a hostile environment, making sure that the weapons are in fact loaded, that they are ready to work. Specifically the 249, they've been jamming, so making sure that the gunners have them under control and that they're able to accomplish their mission. Making sure that at all times we're keeping track of the SI, making sure prior to SP that you pat down your soldiers, making sure they have their eye pro, ear pro, making sure that their canteens are full. And before that, you should also be making sure that they have their proper sustainment, which is the 3 MRAs. For ammo, it's gonna be basic combat load. We should have already cross-loaded by now. For casualties, they're gonna be treated at that point of injury, obviously, unless if they need to be pulled off, and then transferred out to CCP once they have been stabilized. For MASCAL, it's gonna be called by PSG. CCP is gonna be the last known point. So during each phase, it's just, so if we go back to the phases over here, at the patrol base, it's going to be at the patrol base. At the RP, it's going to be at the RP. But anywhere in these movements, it's just going to be to that last known spot. If at the patrol base we get, in fact, fired on, and we do get fired on while we're at the patrol base, and we need to create a CCP somewhere else, then it's going to be according to the Black and Gold plan that has been briefed during that war no. Yeah, and then for paragraph 5, for that PACE plan, it's going to be for everything except the actions on. It's going to be radios primary, hand and arm signals alternate, contingency is going to be runner, and then for that emergency it's going to be either pyro, whistle, or voice, something loud. And for the call sign, frequency, and all the other things of paragraph 5, it's in accordance with the company, and that has already been briefed during the war. Yeah, we're just making sure to be conducting those rehearsals. Also, something important, since it's going to be a road and we're not sure if there's going to be a vehicle, making sure your Joes know how to come across a vehicle. If there's a vehicle, according to SOP, it's just call it vehicle, and making sure that we're putting bullet holes through those doors, and making sure that we know what we're doing. All right, go disseminate.